Hi everyone, welcome back to the Web3 channel. My name is Zach. In this video, we're looking at some cryptocurrency and NFT news on the Web3 channel. Make sure to subscribe to this channel for everything happening in the NFT crypto metaverse space. That being said, let's go through what's happening here with Solana wallet Phantom raising 109 million USD to rival Metamask. Not a small amount of money, but in the Web3 space, maybe it is. CEO Brandon Millman has set his sights on Ethereum staple after hitting a $1.2 billion valuation in his firm's latest funding round. Crazy stuff. The company building Solana's top crypto wallet is now worth $1.2 billion, Phantom announced Monday. Crypto venture firm Paradigm led a $109 million Series B investment in Phantom. CEO Brandon Millman said it was not immediately clear who else joined the cap table or what percentage equity they took in the upstart firm. The wallet is going mobile too. On Monday, the company debuted its iOS app. Millman expects his 20-odd team to ship an Android offering later this year, following through on a mission to get Solana's most widely used crypto wallet. We'll have a look at this video very, very soon on this video, but let's just go through this a lot more. Phantom's popular non-custodial service has become near critical infrastructure for Solana-based decentralized finance. Millman claimed to command at least 90% of the market share, but this could not be independently verified, and so therefore neither on this channel, and of course nothing on this video or channel is ever to be considered financial advice. Always do your own research. It's managed to do so in a rather unorthodox way in an industry marked by open source philosophies. Phantom, a private company, keeps wallet code under wraps even as its competitor wallets lets their doors swing right open. Phantom remains shut. Phantom definitely has aspirations to go open source, but it has been difficult to prioritize. It hasn't yet due to a mix of operational, practical, and competitive considerations. Once that Pandora's box is open, it'll be impossible to go back. Once it's open source, there's implicit expectation around responding to people who are having issues on the GitHub repo, people who are submitting pull requests wanting to get features into the wallet. We don't want to start doing those things quite yet. So that means that maybe at some point we will. Plus, he said the 2 million monthly active users don't seem to be overly bothered by Phantom's closed source code, but influential forces in Solana are irked. One analyst at a prominent venture capital firm said he continues to use Phantom only because there's no better option. He pledged to abandon Phantom as soon as a decent open source alternative comes along. Phantom for iPhone is finally here. They announced everything you can do for on desktop and now in your pocket. Being better than is precisely how Phantom grew its unicorn horn. Millman and his ETH native co-founders built Phantom to be better than Metamask, the popular wallet owned by Consensus. Quite large boots to fill. That plan shifted when Phantom settled on Solana, where Metamask, an EVM compatible wallet, does not play, but the sentiment remained a driving force behind Phantom's development. We originally were trying to move forward that multi-chain division last year, but chose to double down on Solana because of all the growth that we were seeing. We're carefully considering the move to the EVM ecosystem sort of this year. They said Series B investors bought into the multi-chain ambitions. They also said on before the crypto market 2022 dip, Phantom already has the cash in hand and plans to go on a hiring spree as its wallet ambitions grow. Millman, who was an Ethereum developer for years before he got rusty, said he knew what it's like to code through a bear market. Having a cash stash certainly helps. We just want to lock in the money to make sure that we protected in a downturn. That being said, let's have a listen to CoinDesk's analysts about this situation.
Phantom is the wallet of the Solana blockchain, pretty much. They told us that they actually can control about 90% of market share when it comes to Solana wallets, which is pretty remarkable. We weren't able to independently verify that, but it's quite an interesting comment on the reach of this particular browser wallet. It's how most people are interacting with the Solana blockchain. Hey, they just raised $109 million at a $1.2 billion valuation, and they are trying to win the day when it comes to crypto wallets. So a lot of good stuff in this piece, some interesting details. We could go any number of ways on this one, but Solana has had some hiccups in recent weeks, but the valuations for projects therein are still pretty lofty, and this is maybe the latest example of that. But Will, I'm curious for your thoughts. Take it away.
Yeah, I'll take two things off the top, and one is that they're going to launch an iOS app, which is a huge way of onboarding people into the crypto ecosystem. See, things like MetaMask are right now on iOS, and it's not super user-friendly, but it is there. And then there's competitors like Rainbow and Dharma, which actually just recently closed shop, but it was there. Those things were on iOS, and it really onboards all those people who are interested in crypto but they're not crypto native. They're not going to be downloading something on their browser. They're not going to be downloading a cold wallet onto their computer, but they'd like to have a few tokens, flip them, maybe some Shiba Inu, put it on their Apple device and just kind of run with it from there. So it's huge that Solana can have those members as well. A lot of people have iPhones and a lot of people like the interface with iPhone. So it's a big way of getting more people onto your blockchain. Second thing is that they are closed source, which is a very interesting philosophical discussion within the crypto ecosystem. And it's also an interesting practical way of going about building your own application. Most wallets and almost all projects are open source, meaning that you can go copy paste the code, change it however you want, and just run with it. Things like Metamask could do that. I don't know if Rainbow does it, but a lot of the other competitors do open source their code. And they do that for a few reasons. One of the biggest reasons is, hey, if you have an open source code and there's something wrong with it, they can, like a bug bounty guy can come in and be like, hey, look, your code's messed up. They can get a little reward for that, and then nobody gets hacked. If it's closed source, well, it's a little bit more difficult to get that peer review from the ecosystem. So that's a big reason we see a lot of people do open source. And then it's also just part of the community. Blockchain spaces are supposed to be for everybody, supposed to be inclusive, supposed to be able to build different applications with different code. It's always nice if there's something pre-existing to use. But for whatever reason, Phantom is not doing that for the moment. I think they said in the article that they're looking to do this going forward. Zach, I want to throw this up to you, though, for your takes. Those are my two things off the top. I don't know if you edited the story or if you wrote it, but it's a pretty big deal to get that much money.
Yeah, I edited it, and no, I think you homed in on the things that stood out to me as well. The closed source decision, I think, is an interesting design choice. We're going to hold them to their word that they're working toward working through the quote Pandora's box that going open source after launching privately would entail. So there's interesting little nuggets in there that these are basically the only game in town when it comes to people using a wallet to interact with the Solana blockchain, to use DeFi applications, to store their NFTs, all sorts of things. So going to be interesting to see if a potentially open source rival emerges that some people may flock to. But for now, folks don't seem to be bothered by the
I think the thing to bear in mind here is that we are still so very early, so it may well be that an open source alternative comes along faster. Who knows?
Fact that that is a closed source project. But it is interesting that they're commanding such a large percentage of that market share, and it makes sense that these investors would ape in at such a high price, given that they are becoming, pretty central to most folks' experience of the Solana blockchain. But Sandali, I'm tossing you.
Thanks, Zach. So I kind of agree with what Will said. I was reading up on Phantom the other day, and I came across there's, of course, a Reddit thread that discusses this open source code issue. And a lot of people say, some are saying that it makes them very suspicious, and they feel like they can't trust it because it's closed. And the others say, before the app came around, that keeping a significant amount of money in a browser extension, of course, is a bad idea. And so I agree with what you said. I wonder how important it is for the greater public, people just looking to have a safe wallet and keep their money safe, how important it is for whether it's open or closed. So I'm going to toss to I think back to Zach on if you have.
I just put my hand up. I think at least 3
Everybody, this is Sandali's first appearance on the hash.
Okay,
this is her first appearance on the hash. She's getting the ground rules together. Don't go off on her in the comments.
No,
okay?
She's totally correct.
We're happy to see you here. I'm going to take it. I'm going to pass it down
okay,
to Jen.
Jen first.
I would like to activate the free Jen movement. No.
Oh, no.
I was going to say a lot of the same things. I know Phantom really has the first mover advantage when it comes to the Solana blockchain. And Will, just off the back of what you're saying, when we think about...
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
she's
wow.
a mess this last 2 weeks.
Wow.
Oh, she's back.
No, she's back.
She's back.
Oh, she got freed. All right, nice. Oh no!
All right, well, I can't see this working out, unfortunately. Would love to have heard what she was going to say, but either way, I think you get the idea. This video is running out to 10 minutes long, so I think it's time that we get on, because literally as I'm recording this, breaking news that Fidelity a UK firm, is calling Bitcoin superior form of money, and I think it's time that we go into it. So that being said, this is the Web3 channel covering everything happening in the Web3 space from crypto, NFT, metaverse news. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you in the next Web3 video.